Yo, what's up, peoples? Moon616 here, and yes, welcome to my first hip-hop album update of the year. I know it's been so long, I haven't done one since the end of December, yeah, I mean, at the beginning of the year, I wasn't buying a whole lot, and then I made a big purchase. Fucking thing got lost in the mail. I'll get into that a little later. So I had to reorder everything. It took a while to figure it out because they didn't really want to fucking send me the shit again because it was kind of a big order. Yeah, it was a fucking hassle. I'm getting really sick and fucking tired of having shit go missing in the post. I don't know what it is in the last, like, five months or whatever, but it's been kind of fucking shitty. So anyways, I'll start with the older stuff, then I'll work my way into the 2012 releases. This first batch of CDs here, I had actually ordered from Second Spin, and they completely fucked me on them. They didn't send me the back art for them, so I ended up getting them all for free, but it's not really the point. You know, as a collector, like, I'd like to have the complete package, not just the disc and the fucking cover art, but, you know, it's still 2/3 of it, not too bad. Okay, we'll get into this. First off is Encore Layover. I think Encore is super dope. This is, I think this is the album that was released on Hyro Records, I want to say. Yeah, it was released on Hyro Imperium. It's a good record, not as good as his other album, but I do enjoy this, though. And that's pretty much what I got there. The art, cover art, disc, and no back art. Kind of pissy about this, but I do enjoy this album. It's pretty good. I'm just gonna move some shit around here. I got fucking discs everywhere. Okay, I can put that right there. Alright, so next up, Spice One MC8, the Pioneers album. This is an album that I always thought was pretty decent. It's definitely not their best work, but, you know, together I was just always curious to check out them doing an album together. I know they have another one too, but I thought this was pretty decent. Kind of just pissed about no back art. Fucking really irks me. Not bad though. Two legends on the West Coast, but it's okay. The High and the Mighty, the 12th Man. This album's okay. I don't like it as much as their debut record, but this one definitely has its moments. Yeah, High and the Mighty. The only Beatnuts record I didn't own was the Originators, and I'm not even too sure why. But I'm probably going to have to seek out another copy or something, because I got no back art, which completely fucking pisses me off. But I actually don't mind this. This is okay. Next up is an underrated album, in my opinion, by Witch Doctor, The Diary of American Witch Doctor. I always thought this album was pretty dope, man. It's kind of overlooked a little bit. It's got a really interesting down south vibe to it. It's kind of eerie. I don't know. This is just a different album. This is a tough one to actually really talk about, but you need to check this one out. I think it's dope. The West Coast Lyricist Lounge. I didn't even know that this actually existed. It's got some pretty cool cats on it, though, I gotta say. Like, we got Furious on here, Zion I with Pep Love, Chino XL and Sapphire. We got Encore on here and RC, The Grouch, Ground Basics, Motion Man, Cutmaster Kurt, Ambush, what else? Blackfoot, Felonous, Mystic Journeyman are on here, King T, Cool G Rap, which is interesting that Cool G Rap's on here. What else? You got Nocturnal, Roscoe, Tension. You know, it's actually not bad though. Like, you know, for the artist lineup, not too bad. I mean, you probably could have done a lot better one if you're going to call it the West Coast Lyricist Lounge, but, you know, overall it's not bad though. It was better than I thought it was going to be. Soundtrack I never actually owned. I don't mind some of the songs on here. Dangerous Grounds, it's not too bad. It's definitely not one of my favorite soundtracks of all time, but yeah, it's alright. I actually do like the Be Legit song on here. But yeah, Dangerous Ground, Ice Cube movie. Ali Shaheed Muhammad. Now this is a record that I knew when it came out. I never checked it out for for various reasons. I don't know why I never checked it out. I checked it out, it's okay. It's nothing special. I wasn't really overly impressed with this, but, you know, it's a Tribe album. A Tribe affiliated, not affiliated, but, you know what I'm saying. But it's okay. It didn't really grab me. And it's a struggle to communicate. The Offsides EP. This is a Canadian group from Toronto. Yeah, this is okay. It's okay. Now I just wanted to really rip through those because, fuck, I'm still pissy about the no back art, but. All right, so get into the actual store-bought albums. I picked up the deluxe edition of Slaughterhouse by Master Ace. Fuck, man, a while ago. I think that I got this back in January or something like that. I have the original copy of this. I found it for really cheap. Like, it was only like $8 brand new or something like that. So I was like, why not? It's got a lot of dope remixes and stuff. Pretty much everything on here I've heard before. But instrumentals and stuff, I like to, when I'm mixing and stuff, I like to have instrumentals and shit. So, but yeah, Master Ace Incorporated. Slaughterhouse, classic record in my opinion. I think this is fucking dope. Amazing shit. Most people will agree. I mean, Master Ace, in my opinion, has never put out anything completely whack. The album he did with Ed O.G. wasn't really my favorite, but like I said, it's one of those albums that I actually prefer to listen to, like on an iPod, take out all the interludes, take out that whack-ass last track on the album, and listen to it. It's not too bad. I finally got around to checking out Searching for Jerry Garcia by Proof. I gotta say, I actually didn't like this album at all. I thought it was shitty, like just boring, and I don't know, man. There's just something about it that it did not grab me. I was not a fan of this album at all. But, you know, I thought I'd give it a shot since I never checked it out when it came out. I heard good things, mostly, but yeah, I don't know, man. It didn't do anything for me. I picked up RGD2's The Horror EP. I just never had this, so I thought I'd pick it up. I have every other RGD2 record, so why not grab this one? Next up, the Lifesavers, Gutterfly. This is a group that I fucking highly enjoy, man. I think these guys are super dope, underrated. Don't really hear a lot about them. But yeah, this is just another impressive album. I really enjoyed this. Next up is a fucking bonafide classic album that I never actually owned, and I found a copy for relatively cheap. I only paid about $12 for it. He just sells for like kind of ridiculous prices, but AC Alone's A Book of Human Language. Love this album, man. It's fantastic. What can I say? Produced by Mumbles. I wish AC Alone would do another record like this. Maybe not exactly like this, but I do like how AC Alone kind of, you know, changed up his style. Well, in the last few albums anyways, you know, that Swing album, he did that dance hall record, which I thought was complete shit, but I do like how he, you know, tries to switch it up every once in a while. But this is no exception, man. This is one of those albums that's just fucking, it's just drowned in lyricism and cool beats and just a really cool vibe. Love this album. I picked up Neighborhood Watch by Dilated Peoples. This is an album it was the only Dilated Peoples album I didn't own. Because it's my least favorite album, it just finally got around to getting it. I got it for really, really cheap, so like $2 or something. But yeah, it's definitely my least favorite album by Dilated Peoples, and I'm a really big Evidence fan. I love Evidence. And next up, another out-of-print album, Who Framed the A-Team by the A-Team. Yeah, I love this album, man. Like, it's fucking great shit, man. Awesome album. I actually had a copy of this years ago, and for some fucked up reason, I have absolutely no idea what ever happened to this album. But yeah, can't go wrong with the A-Team, Project Load, AC Alone, Abstract Rude. How can you go wrong? I love this record, it's dope. Alright, so that's for the older stuff here. So some late 2012 releases that I picked up. Now this first one here, I think it came out, now correct me if I'm wrong on this, I think it came out digitally in the middle of December, and then the album just came out, or the actual hard copy just came out recently within the last couple months here. But I could be wrong on that. It might have came out actually in December, but Akbar's Planet X record, it's like one of those little thin line cases. This is really fucking dope, man. Really dope. Somebody posted on the forums, on the underground hip hop forums, that Akbar put out something new, and I was all over that, man, because I love Big Bang Boogie, man. I thought that album was fucking sick. Now this is really good, man. Akbar's just good, you know, like he's just really good lyricism, easy to listen to. But yeah, so this is really, really late 2000. It does say 2012 on the back, but I'm not sure if the CDs actually came out in 2012 or if it came out this year. But regardless, it's still dope. I do highly recommend this. If you haven't heard this, definitely check it out. Akbar Planet X. It's dope. Yeah, and I mentioned this when I did my top 30 2012 albums of, my top 30 countdown. I showed the burnt copy that I made of Clear Soul Forces record, but I finally got it in the mail, because I ordered this, like, I want to say the beginning of December, and I finally got it, like, in the end of fucking January or something. It took, like, 2 months to come. It was crazy. I thought for sure that shit was lost in the mail again, but it randomly showed up one day. I'd kind of given up hope on it. They weren't getting back to me, and I was like, whoa. So it showed up. I love this record. Awesome shit. Clear Soul Forces. Yeah, definitely check that shit out if you have not already. I did a review for this album, I want to say maybe back in December. Kingdom of Fear, group from the UK. I really enjoyed this album. I thought it was cool. It's different. It's just fun. I mean, this won't be everybody's cup of tea, because, you know, maybe the accents, I don't know, maybe some of the material, but it has kind of like an old school vibe to it. Not fully old school vibe mixed with new school, but I just thought it really worked, man. I really like the song Sir Digby Chicken Caesar, man. It's fucking dope. But I don't know, give it a shot. Kingdom of Fear, concept group, yeah. So yeah, that's all the older stuff. Now to the 2012 releases, I got it picked up, and I do have quite a few albums from this year on order right now. Our post system is just completely shitty in the fucking bed. I never seem to get anything within, like, if I order something, if I get it within 3 weeks, that's fast. I don't know what it is here on the West Coast, but our postal system is pure shit. First up, First Light. Opio and Pep Love playing in the background right now. Absolutely fucking love this album. One of my favorite albums of the year. I think this is just fantastic. You know, Hyro albums have been kind of hit and miss with people. I've been hearing, you know, as of lately, especially last year. They put out a lot of material last year, and it definitely was hit and miss. Some of the casual stuff. I really enjoyed almost everything that I heard last year. I really loved Pep Love's album. Opio's album was good. But this is no exception. This is probably the best one to be released out of all the albums in the last couple years. This is fantastic. I definitely highly recommend this. If you haven't heard this, if you're a fan of Hyro, definitely check this out, man. I think Pep Love and Opio make a perfect combination, man. Two of my favorite MCs besides Dell and Hieroglyphics. Next up, Ghostface Killah, 12 Reasons to Die. Enjoyed this record. I think it got a little overhyped, to be honest, and I kind of bought into it a little bit. The first single I heard, I was like, wow, that's really fucking good. The album is decent. I don't think it's as good as, you know, some people are making out to be. I know a lot of people are kind of disliking this one, but to be quite honest, I'm actually a bigger fan of the brown tape, the Paulo Brown tape, which I did order the CD. I have that coming, so it'll be in the next update. But I honestly liked it a lot better. But I mean, not to take anything away from this, I really did enjoy this album. I think it's pretty good. It's a breath of fresh air. I mean, the last couple Ghostface projects haven't really been my favorite in the world. It's been kind of hit and miss with me lately. I mean, I didn't dislike any of them. I'm a really big Ghostface Killah fan, but you know, Some are better than others. This is what I'm getting at, in my opinion. But this one's good. I thought it was pretty cool. It's got good features. I actually really liked You God's verse on this album. I know a lot of people kind of shit on You God. Actually, he's on a couple songs, but the Blood on the Cobblestones, I like the verse in there. Inspected Deck sounds fucking amazing on here as usual. But yeah, I really, really like that album, I gotta say. Next up, Slain presents The Boston Project, produced by Lou Bells. Never heard of the Cats, but that's okay. I'm not really the hugest Slain fan. I do like Slain when he's featured on a song, or when he's accompanied by Ill Bill. Like I do like La Coca Nostra. I thought the album last year was pretty good. With that said, I didn't enjoy this really at all. I thought this was kind of, I don't know, man. I wasn't really a big fan of the beats too much. Some of the choruses and stuff I wasn't really feeling. But you know what? I'm definitely gonna give this one another shot. I've only listened to it twice, so I'll give it a proper listen. But as of right now, I'm not the biggest fan. But that's probably partially because I'm not the hugest Slain fan. But I don't know. It is what it is. It's not terrible, but it's just not my favorite right now. Do-Rag Dynasty, 360 Waves, you got Tri-State Planet Asia, Killer Ben, all produced by The Alchemist. When I first heard this, I actually wasn't feeling it that much. Like actually a lot of albums this year. I don't know if I'm just getting old and grumpy, but I was not liking a lot of albums I was listening to this year, but everything's kind of been growing on me. This one took me about 4 or 5 listens to finally really get into it. But I do really like this though. I think Planet Asia is fucking dope, man. You know, he seems to really be putting out some good shit lately, in my opinion. I think Alchemist beats on here really good. As for the other MCs, okay. You know, Planet Asia definitely steals the show on this record. You know, Planet Asia and just Alchemist would have been a good record, but Do-Rag Dynasty, I absolutely fucking hate this cover art. I think it's terrible. It's like, yeah, it's gross. But besides that, pretty good. Demigods, Killmatic. I actually really enjoy this album. I think it's fucking dope, man. I think the Demigods are great. Apathy, self-titled. Ryu, I'm not really the biggest fan of. I don't really know where the fuck that guy even came from, why he's part of the Demigods now. I could probably do without him, but I really like the samples on this record, you know, taking it back to all those old 90s vocal samples and shit like that. I think it really does work. Features are good on here. Terminology is actually not too bad. You got Eternia, you got Panchi from the NYGs, which is dope, Scoop DeVille, Planetary of Outer Space, of course, and Ari the Rugged Man, which kills his verse. Yeah, this is a really good album. I love Worst Nightmare, man. That's a 6th track. Demigods, I gotta say I like pretty much every song on the album. I'm not a big fan of Demigods' Back with the Rocky sample. I'm just not a big fan of people using that sample. I've heard it before. And, I don't know, I do like self-titles and Apathy's verses, and then I hate Ryu's verse in that song. I think it's fucking whack, but I don't know, Dead in the Middle, that fucking big pun sample in there, so sick. Good album, man. Really good album. Swollen Members, Beautiful Death Machine. I never really know what to expect with Swollen Members nowadays. Fucking... So, you know, I have all the records, so might as well just keep picking them up. I actually kind of enjoyed this record. I know this one's been getting shit on a lot of places. I think it's pretty good, actually. Man, what is the song? Is it Juggernaut? It's like got the, it's like a fucking dubstep beat almost. It kind of threw me off when I first listened to this. I was listening to the record, you know, it's kind of a little more Gladiator beats, not over the top though. And all of a sudden it breaks into this like dubstep fucking track, and I was like, what the fuck? It kind of threw me off because it's like right in the middle of the album. Finished off the album, went back, re-listened to it. It kind of fits in, I guess. Still a track that kind of throws me off a little bit. I don't absolutely hate it. It's not my favorite on the album though. And of course you got Slain Ill Bill, Vinny Paz on here, Esoteric self-titled. Apathy, Snack the Ripper is on here, which is interesting. I did like this record though. I thought it was pretty good. It's nothing groundbreaking though, but decent though. New Classified. What is this album? Self-titled Classified. This album is absolutely embarrassing. This is horrible. This is the worst. This is the worst Classified album to come out to date, in my opinion. This is absolutely fucking terrible. He just sounds so elementary on this album. His rhymes are so elementary. I didn't think any of the... I thought the beats were just so mainstream, kind of garbage. Every song has a terrible chorus. The only song that I actually kind of liked, which I... You know, if I had to pick my favorite, it would be Anything Goes, the Socrates and Scratch Bastard. I love Scratch Bastard. It's dope. But, you know, I don't know, man. This was really, really fucking bad. Like, I listened to it once, and I gagged a few times, and I popped it back in. I was like, okay, I'll give it another shot. Ugh, it got worse for me the second time. Not very often albums do that to me, but it got fucking bad. I don't know, I hate this album. I think it's absolutely trash. Next up, the Doppelgangers, Hark. Doppelgangers, fucking amazing group. They put out nothing but dope shit, man. And this is no exception. I know a lot of people are comparing this to Lone Sharks. Lone Sharks came out 2011. And it was a really, really fucking amazing album. I didn't really get into it after I'd already done my list. If I had gotten into that album before I'd done my 2011 top 25 or 30 albums or whatever, would have been on there. But you know, with no exception, man, this album kind of has a darker feel to it. It's just boom bap fucking dark hip hop, man. I really like it. Lyrically, I think they're fucking very cool to listen to, man. But you know, if you haven't checked out anything by the Doppelgangers, they put out some instrumental stuff, and this is their newest one. But yeah, I highly recommend this. It's fucking amazing. And I picked it up off their Bandcamp page. I don't know what it is, maybe $10 or something, $12. But worth it though, because you know they're probably only limited pressings, right? So yeah, Hark, highly recommend this. I love this album. Next up, Ill Bill, the Grammy Awards. Ill Bill, the Grammy Awards. Now, this is an album right here that when I first listened to it, I was totally let down. I was so let down by it, because I don't know. I gotta say, I am a pretty big Ill Bill fan. I've liked a lot of stuff he's done in the past. I love nonfiction. I like, you know, solo stuff. I don't know, he just seems to work for me. But you know what? I think what happened with this record for me is that he put the Paul Barloff song right at the beginning of the record. It's like the first song on the album. And it just really did not set a good tone for me. That song feels like a filler song. Like, I understand where he's coming from with it, but it seems like a song that should be towards the end of the album. I know I'm kind of nitpicking with this, but in my opinion, setting the stage on an album is really, you know, it kind of sets the mood for how you're going to interpret the rest of the record. And I find that song's kind of a downer, not a downer song, downbeat. I don't know, there's something about it just kind of threw me off right away. If it was towards the end, I would have probably appreciated the track a little more. With that said, though, I kind of find myself starting on track 3 every time I listen to this album. But you know, overall, I really grown to appreciate this album, where I actually really do like it. I think there's some really good tracks on here. Yeah, this album starts off and ends bad too. Like, world premiere, produced by DJ Premier. I don't mind the beat, but man, that chorus in that song is cheeseball. Cheesy, man. World premiere is actually kind of embarrassing. Primo. I can't recommend that song. I don't know. There's some good shit on here though. The Acid Reflux is really good. In fact, he's got fucking HR Bad Brains on here again too. That's fucking dope. But no, overall, this has got some good tracks. It is Ill Bill. If you're a fan, check it out. If you're not, I wouldn't. Just stay away from it. Don't start with that record, anyways. 20 In, Trinity. It's a really cool release by Fat Beats. It's like a hard case digibook. Yeah, I thought this album was pretty fucking good, man. You got Sadat X, DJ Jab, AG. Good shit though, man. This one really works. I think fucking Sadat X has been putting in some pretty dope work these days, man. His album from last year I thought was amazing. I thought this was really good. It's got a couple courses on it I'm not overly, you know, freaking out about, but with that said, you know, I think this is really good. It's got some pretty cool features on it. Sometimes this is one of these big posse cuts. It's got Aretha Lost Cause, Eternia, Everlast, Immortal Technique, Slug, Shah Stimuli, Grand Puba, Destroy, Roxanne Shante, Audible Doctor, Ill Bill, and Rock Marciano. You got Ill Bill and Immortal Technique on another song, Destroy, Roxanne Shante. It's got cool features though, man, but I really like how this album's balanced out. It just flows well. HE and Sadat X sound good together, good production. Highly recommend this one. Really liked it. One-man band, K-Def. I got the other K-Def record coming in the mail. Fucking love this instrumental album. I've listened to this a lot this year. A lot, I gotta say, man. Yeah, I'm a really big fan of K-Def. His beats are fucking amazing. I like this live instrumental stuff. It's really good. I highly recommend this. Disposable. Disrupted Ads. Oh no. Now, I didn't really like this at all when I first heard this. Another album that I just had to go back and re-listen, played over and over again, and actually kind of grew on me. I actually really like it. The beats are really abstract. You know, there's only a few songs with M's. I guess it's kind of half and half, I guess, really. It feels like more of an instrumental record to me, though. But, you know, you got Blue and Med on here, Tri-State, you know, Charlie Tuna, Roxy, Alchemist, Oh No, shit like that. It's different. If you like Oh No, if you're a really big fan of Oh No, definitely check us out. If you're not a big fan, I'd stay away. Now, this is the one that really pissed me off. Getting back to shit getting lost in the mail. I had ordered the Pop-Up Starface album. Of course, that shit got lost in the mail. By the time I got all my shit sorted out, they're out of them, and I end up with this one, the extended second edition. Yeah, pretty awesome. So it just looks like this. You know what? I'm not gonna fucking lose my mind about it. I mean, that gimmicky pop-up shit was cool. I would have enjoyed to have one, but you know what? It's more about the music with me, anyways. And I really enjoyed this. I think this album's fantastic. It's definitely up there for my favorite albums of the year. I think everyone does a great job. The beats on here are fantastic. Inspected Deck is fucking awesome on this record. I don't know. I think everything about this just really works. The features work. Yeah, I mean, what else can I say about this one? I thought the production on here was just really, really fucking good, man. So good job. Everyone kind of shits on Esoteric a little bit, but I don't know, man. I think he's fucking dope, man. Uptown XO from Diamond District, Color to Gray. This is another one that I thought was okay when I first heard it, then it kind of grew on me. I think this one is really good. Mellow Music Group, like I said, always kind of does it for me. You know, I haven't really disliked anything that they put out, so this was cool. It's got a really interesting vibe, and I plan on, you know, kind of revisiting this one a little more, like I do with all the Mellow Music Group albums, but it's got a cool vibe. I do recommend that album. I think it's pretty good. And last up here, the Chen Sudin and Planet Asia Abrasions record. Now, this is another one that took me a long time to get into. I had to listen to this a bunch of times, and it really did grow on me. I think Planet Asia kind of kills this album. I think Planet Asia is the standout over the beats on this record. With that said, it makes kind of, you know, makes up like an above average album, but I think it's pretty good though. You know, it's got some decent features on it, some cool concepts and rhymes and stuff, but I think it's kind of working for me now. So yeah, Jen Sudin and Planet Asia, you know, with a couple pretty good records this year, in my opinion anyways. So yeah, it's the 2012 albums. I have a bunch more in order. Like I said, I have the Brown Tape on order. I have a couple Emancipator albums on order. Ari the Rugged Man, which I have heard, by the way, and fucking loved. Ari never really disappoints me, man. His fucking albums are sick. Some of his flows on the album are just retarded. And I can't remember. I have a bunch of other things on order too. Whatever. We'll see him in the next update, probably in 4 months. Now, I'll try to do these more frequently. Like I said, it just took so long to get some of my shit back, and it's basically about having the time to film these. because I know these videos are so much longer. But yeah, anyways, thanks for watching, subscribing, folks, sticking with me. Peace out, homies.